she announced at dinner. My ex just texted, "I'm meeting him for closure tomorrow." I said, "That's thoughtful." Then I paid the bill, drove her home, and had her belongings professionally packed by morning. When she returned from her closure meeting, the locks were changed and a moving truck was waiting. Original post: I, 36 male, was having dinner with my girlfriend Rachel, 33, last Tuesday at this Italian place she loved. We'd been together 2.5 years, living together for the last 18 months in my townhouse. I thought things were solid. Not perfect, but solid. Halfway through her chicken parmigiana, she puts down her fork and goes, "So something happened today. Derek texted me." Derek. Her ex of 5 years who she'd been madly in love with until he cheated. The one she still had photos with on her Instagram because they're memories of who I was. Oh? I kept cutting my steak. He says he's been in therapy and wants to apologize for everything. He needs closure. That's nice for him. She shifted in her seat. I think I need to meet him tomorrow. Just coffee, just to hear him out. For closure. I set down my knife, looked at her. Really looked at her. The way she couldn't meet my eyes. The way she was already defensive before I'd said anything. Closure, I repeated. Yes. God, don't make this weird. It's literally just coffee. 1 hour max. I need this to finally move past everything. You told me you moved past everything a year ago. I did, but proper closure would help. You understand, right? You're so mature about these things. The waiter came by. I ordered tiramisu. She was surprised. I never ordered dessert. So you're okay with it? She asked. It's thoughtful of you to tell me, I said. What time tomorrow? 2 p.m. Just at that Starbucks downtown. The one by his office? She flushed. How did you... You mentioned once that's where you used to meet for lunch. When you dated. Oh, yeah, it's just convenient. I smiled. Makes sense. We finished dinner. She was buzzing with nervous energy, kept touching my hand, saying how amazing I was for understanding. I paid the check, drove her home, well, to my home where she'd been living rent-free while she focused on her art. She sold 1 painting in 2 years. She went to bed happy. I stayed up making calls. Update 1. The morning after, by 6 a.m. Wednesday, while Rachel was still asleep, I had a team of professional movers in my house. Not some random guys with a truck, an actual company that specializes in discreet relocations. Cost me $800 for the rush job, but they were surgical about it. They packed everything that was hers. Clothes, including the designer stuff I'd bought her. Her art supplies, mostly unused. Her jewelry, except the necklace I gave her for Christmas, that stayed. Her toiletries, books, random junk. Even her stupid essential oil diffuser that made my house smell like a spa. All labeled, all carefully wrapped. Professional. By 8 a.m., everything was loaded into a climate-controlled storage unit. I'd paid for 1 month. After that, it was on her. The facility was 24-hour access, safe neighborhood. I wasn't a monster. Just done. 9 a.m., locksmith arrived. Changed every lock, front door, back door, even the garage keypad. Full rekey, new deadbolts, the works. $400. 10 a.m., I texted Rachel's sister Emma, who I actually liked. Hey Emma, heads up, Rachel and I are done. Her stuff is in store safe unit 42B on Riverside. First month is paid. She'll need to pick up the key from their office with ID. Take care. Emma called immediately. I didn't answer. Rachel texted at noon. Heading out to meet Derek. Wish me luck with my closure. I replied, good luck. She sent back heart emojis. I wonder if she was sending Derek heart emojis too. At 1:30 p.m., I parked across the street from the Starbucks. Not to confront anyone, just to confirm what I already knew. 2 p.m., she arrived. Wearing the red dress I'd bought her for my company dinner. Full makeup, perfume I could smell from across the street. 2 p.m., Derek arrived. They hugged. For 45 seconds. I counted. 2 p.m., they were at a corner table. She was laughing, touching his arm. He had his hand on her knee. They left together, in his car. Left hers in the lot. I drove home. Correction. I drove to my home. Update 2, the return. She came back at 6:23 p.m. I know because I was sitting in my living room with a beer, watching the doorbell camera feed on my TV. Watched her try her key 3 times. Watched the confusion turn to frustration, turn to panic. Then the pounding started. Ryan, the door's broken, my key won't work. I opened the door but kept the chain on. It's not broken. Then why? She stopped, saw my expression. What's going on? How was closure? What? It was fine. Why won't my key work? I changed the locks. You, what? Why would you do that? Your stuff's in storage. Store safe on Riverside Unit 42B. First month's paid. Her face went white, then red. Are you insane? Because I had coffee with Derek? Coffee? Yes, coffee for closure. Your car's still at Starbucks. You left with him at 2:47. She stepped back. You were spying on me? I was confirming what I already knew. You don't wear your best dress for closure. You don't wear the perfume I bought you for an apology tour. This is crazy. You're being completely irrational. Am I? Tell me what happened after coffee. We just talked more in his car about the past. Where? Just around. His apartment? Her silence was the answer. Here's what's happening, I said, calm as I'd ever been. Your belongings are in storage. The relationship is over. You should probably call Emma or your mom for a place to stay. You can't just kick me out. I live here. You're not on the lease. You don't pay rent. You're a guest whose invitation has been revoked. I have rights. Tenant rights. You're not a tenant. You're an ex-girlfriend who wanted closure with her ex. You got it. Now you need to leave. She started crying. Not pretty tears, angry, frustrated tears. You're overreacting. Nothing happened. Then why is your lipstick smudged? Why is your dress wrinkled? Why do you have a hickey on your neck? Her hand flew to her neck. There was no hickey, but her reaction told me everything. Leave, Rachel. Where am I supposed to go? That's thoughtful of Derek to help you figure that out, since he's so good at apologizing. Update 3. The escalation. After Rachel left Wednesday night, called Derek to pick her up, which was hilarious. Thursday became a circus. Started at 7 a.m. with her mom, Diane, calling, Ryan, what is this nonsense? Rachel's hysterical. You threw her out over coffee? Coffee doesn't usually leave lipstick marks on someone's collar, Diane. She said nothing happened. Then she has nothing to worry about. Her stuff's in storage. She's staying with Emma and can't even get to work without her things. The storage facility opens at 6 a.m. You're being cruel. I'm being practical. She wanted closure with Derek. She got it. We're closed too. Diane hung up on me. 9 a.m. Rachel showed up with Emma and some guy I didn't recognize. They rang the doorbell for 10 minutes straight. I was at work, but my doorbell cam sent me all the footage. The guy was apparently her cousin Tony, there for muscle. All 5'6" of him. Emma at least seemed uncomfortable. Kept trying to get Rachel to leave. Rachel was alternating between sobbing and screaming at my door. I know you're in there. Stop being a child. My neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, 68, retired teacher, takes no shit, came out. Excuse me, what's all this racket? Rachel, I live here, and he changed the locks. Mrs. Patterson, no dear, you don't live here. Ryan lives here. I've seen you coming and going, but the mail only has his name. I'm his girlfriend. Were, from the sounds of it, and if you don't stop this noise, I'm calling the police. They left. Noon, I get a call from my insurance company. Rachel had called claiming to be my wife and trying to get information about the homeowner's policy. They flagged it as potential fraud and called me to verify. I told them she was an ex with no authorization. They noted it in the file. 2 p.m., she started the social media campaign. Posted on Instagram, when you give someone 3 years of your life and they throw you on the street because of their insecurity and jealousy. Some men really can't handle a woman having a simple conversation with an old friend. Toxic masculinity at its finest. Now I'm homeless because someone couldn't trust me to get coffee. Her friends rallied. Men are trash. You deserve so much better. He sounds controlling. My buddy Jake saw it and commented, didn't you cheat on your last boyfriend with Derek? She deleted his comment and blocked him. Then my phone started buzzing. Mutual friends wanting my side. I had a simple response ready. She met her ex for closure, left her car at Starbucks, and came home 4 hours later with smudged lipstick. Draw your own conclusions. Most of them went quiet after that. But the best part was at 7 p.m. Derek texted me. Derek. Bro, this is between you and Rachel. Don't drag me into your drama. I responded, you inserted yourself when you inserted yourself into my girlfriend. Deal with the consequences. It wasn't like that. Was she at your apartment yesterday? No response. That's what I thought. She's all yours now, champ. Enjoy the drama you signed up for. He blocked me. Update 4. The legal threats. Friday morning, I wake up to an email from some lawyer named Mitchell Frost. Never heard of him, but his email signature was longer than the actual message. The email claimed, "My client, Miss Rachel Torres, has retained me regarding an illegal eviction from her established residence. She has tenancy rights despite the absence of a formal lease agreement. We demand immediate reinstatement to the property and damages of $5,000 for emotional distress and temporary displacement." I forwarded it to my lawyer buddy Carl. He laughed for 5 minutes straight on the phone. Established residence? She'd have to prove she's been there 30 days minimum with mail in her name, and even then you gave her reasonable access to her belongings. She has no case. Should I respond? Nah, I will. This'll be fun. Carl's response was beautiful. "Mr. Frost, your client was a guest in my client's home. No rent was paid, no lease exists, and no mail was received in her name at the address. Her belongings were professionally packed and placed in secure storage at my client's expense. Furthermore, we have documentation of Miss Torres voluntarily leaving the premises Wednesday evening of her own accord. Any further baseless legal threats will be considered harassment." But Rachel wasn't done. Saturday, she showed up with a police officer. I saw them coming on my doorbell cam and met them outside. "Officer, sir, we have a report of an illegal lockout." "Meet officer, my ex-girlfriend is claiming residency where she was a guest. Here's the deed in my name only. Here's proof she never paid rent, and here's the storage facility receipt for her belongings." Officer reviewed everything, then turned to Rachel. "Ma'am, this appears to be a civil matter, but you don't seem to have tenancy claims. He's provided your belongings. You need to leave." "He's lying. I lived here. Check inside. My stuff is everywhere." "Officer, would you like to come in and verify her belongings are gone?" He came in, looked around for 30 seconds, came back out. Officer to Rachel. "Ma'am, there's nothing of yours visible. You need to leave or I'll have to cite you for harassment." She stomped off to Emma's car. Emma looked mortified, but not before screaming, "You're going to regret this." Then came the masterpiece move. Sunday afternoon, her Instagram story. "Thank you everyone for your support. Derek has been amazing through all this, helping me see what a toxic relationship I was in. Sometimes God removes people from your life to make room for better things. New beginnings. Blessed." She posted a selfie with Derek. My phone exploded with messages from friends. "Dude, did you see this?" I posted my only response to the whole situation. For anyone wondering about the drama, she met her ex for closure on Wednesday. By Sunday, they're Instagram official. I changed my locks Wednesday night. Timeline speaks for itself. Her post got deleted within an hour. Update 5. The aftermath. Monday morning, 1 week since the dinner announcement, I get a text from Emma. "Can we talk without Rachel knowing?" I agreed to coffee. Emma looked exhausted. "She's driving me insane," Emma started. "She's been at my apartment since Wednesday, crying about you during the day and sneaking out to see Derek at night." "That's rough. Ryan, I need to know. Did she actually cheat?" "What do you think?" Emma sighed. "She had hickeys Thursday morning. Tried to cover them with makeup, but I'm her sister. I know." There's your answer. This is just like with Brad. Brad was Rachel's ex before Derek. I raised an eyebrow. She cheated on Brad with Derek. That's how they got together. Then Derek cheated on her 2 years later, and she was devastated. Swore she'd never cheat or be with a cheater again. Patterns repeat. I'm sorry, Ryan. You didn't deserve this. You were good to her. Too good, honestly. Thanks, Emma. One more thing. She's already fighting with Derek. He won't let her move in with him. Says it's too soon, even though she's literally homeless because of him. I actually laughed. Tuesday, I get a Venmo request from Rachel for $1,847. The note, half of shared expenses for last month, utilities, groceries, and emotional labor. I declined it and blocked her on Venmo. Wednesday, exactly 1 week after the incident, she tried one more play. Had her friend Jessica call me. Ryan, Rachel wanted me to get her grandmother's necklace. It has sentimental value. She never had any grandmother's necklace here. She said it was in your bedroom drawer? Jessica, there's no necklace. This is her trying to get access to my house. Tell her everything she owns is in storage. Oh my God, she's using me? Yup. Jessica hung up. Later heard she went off on Rachel in their friend group chat about trying to manipulate her. Thursday, Derek dumped Rachel. Emma sent me the screenshot of Rachel's meltdown texts. He said I'm too much drama. Me. He's the one who reached out. He said he wanted closure, but really he wanted sex. I ruined everything with Ryan for nothing. Emma responded, You ruined everything with Ryan because you chose to cheat. It wasn't cheating, we were just talking. In his bedroom? Stop taking his side. You're my sister. Emma didn't respond. Final update, 3 weeks later. It's been a month since the closure coffee. Here's where everyone landed. Rachel is living with her mom in her childhood bedroom. She had to get a full-time job for the first time in 2 years because, surprise, Derek wasn't going to support her art career either. She's working at a call center that her mom's friend manages. She tried one last time to get back with me, sent a long email about how Derek manipulated her, how she sees clearly now, how we had something special, how she's grown from this experience. I didn't respond, but I did forward it to Emma with lol. Emma replied, she sent the same email to Brad when Derek cheated on her. Derek posted on LinkedIn about focusing on his career and leaving toxic situations behind. The lack of self-awareness is stunning. Mitchell Frost, the lawyer, turned out to be a paralegal who does document prep on the side. When Carl looked into it, the guy wasn't even barred in our state. Rachel probably found him on Craigslist. My favorite development, Mrs. Patterson next door invited me for dinner last week. Her daughter was visiting. Melanie, 34, pediatric nurse, just bought her own condo. We've been texting. The storage unit? Rachel never picked up her stuff. After 30 days, they sent her a notice that she needed to pay or they'd auction it. Emma told me Rachel had a breakdown about not being able to afford $150 a month. Her mom eventually paid to get the stuff moved to their garage. Plot twist. Found out through Jake that Starbucks Derek suggested, that's where he takes all his closure meetings. The baristas know him by name and take bets on how long before he leaves with the woman. Rachel wasn't special. She was just Tuesday's appointment. My house is peaceful now. Replaced her art with actual art I like. Got rid of that stupid essential oil diffuser. Converted her studio, my spare bedroom where she stored paint supplies, into a home gym. The last thing Rachel posted about the situation, sometimes you don't realize you're in a toxic situation until you're free. Thank you to everyone who supported me through my recent housing crisis. Ready for my next chapter. Someone replied, Girl, you cheated and got kicked out. That's not a housing crisis, that's consequences. She deleted the post. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. The way she kept Derek on social media, the way she'd guard her phone, the way she never contributed but acted like she was doing me a favor by living there. The way she called it our house when introducing me to people, but your house when it came to cleaning or repairs. The closure meeting was just the excuse I'd been subconsciously waiting for. Because here's the truth. When someone tells you they need to meet their ex for closure, what they're really saying is the door was never fully closed. And if it wasn't closed for them, why should I keep mine open? The moving truck waiting when she got back? That wasn't revenge. That was clarity. Swift, decisive clarity. Best $1,200 I ever spent. Movers, locksmith, storage. Would have cost me way more in therapy to stay with someone who thought closure required her best dress and leaving her car behind. Rachel wanted closure with Derek. I gave her closure with me. Everybody wins. Well, except Derek. He's probably scheduling his next closure coffee as we speak.